44,000 runners in Amsterdam from 104 countries for the 40th anniversary race in Amsterdam. The race took place under overcast skies, cool temperatures for the runners, 5 degrees, but with unusually high humidity. One of the strongest fields assembled for the race, including the defending champion Bernard Kipyego of Kenya and 3-time former champion Wilson Chebet, returning to emulate Naibor's 4-time win here. Well, the pacemakers were always going to play an important part in setting a good pace, and they led a big group of Kenyan athletes through the first 5 kilometers. Here's the first Dutch athlete, Abdi Negea, and Michel Butter and Khalid Chugut also in the race, chasing their Olympic qualifying time. Some nice shots of the flyboards on the Amstel River as the runners headed down towards Ouderkerk in the first half of the race. The runners went through halfway in just under 63 minutes. A very large group of Kenyan, Ethiopian athletes, with last year's champion Bernard Kipyego comfortably tucked in that group following the pacemakers. Well, the first move came after halfway with the 2 Ethiopian runners, Dechasa and Mekanen, pushing on and giving some problems to the former world champion Abel Kurui, who was one of the first to drop back off that leading group, also starting to struggle. 3-time former champion Wilson Chebet, who started to drop back at around the 30-kilometer point. And it was at this point that the Ethiopian Chala Dechasa made his first attempt to break up that group with a very clear acceleration. Chebet's race was as good as over as the leaders started to pull further clear, with the 3 Kenyans, headed by Kipyego, giving chase to Dechasa. And at around the 35-kilometer point, they were back locked together as they crossed the Amstel River. Meanwhile, Abdi Negea, having his own battle to hang on to that Olympic qualifying time. And as in last year's race, Bernard Kipyego waited until the final 5 kilometers before making a decisive move. And as the leader re-entered Vontel Park, he had a comfortable gap over the opposition. So here's Kipyego back in sight of the Olympic Stadium with a comfortable lead. And even time for a winning wave as he came back into the stadium, chasing his time from last year, working hard down the finish to claim his second title in Amsterdam and dipping a few seconds under his winning time from last year. In second place, another Kenyan, Ezekiel Chebi, running a massive personal best by almost 2 minutes. And in third place, another Kenyan, Mike Keegan. Another podium place finish for him in his 6th marathon. Abdi Negea, a great performance, the first Dutch finisher in Amsterdam today, comfortably inside the Dutch qualifying time, finishing in a time of 2 hours, 10 minutes and 24 seconds. Not so lucky, Michel Butter, frustration written all over his face as he narrowly missed the Olympic qualifying mark. So the top 3 places taken by 3 Kenyan athletes. Kipyego defending his title, former champion Wilson Chibet finishing in 5th place. And here's the first women finisher, Joyce Chipkurui, winning her first marathon title in Amsterdam in a new personal best, almost 5 minutes quicker than she had previously achieved. So 2 Kenyans and the Australian Millie Clark on the podium. And really the big story of the day belongs to the Kenyan Bernard Kipyego, running a few seconds faster than he did last year, defending his title won in 2014 in this year's 40th anniversary race.